That time. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Online Morning Yoga with myself, Christopher Love. And today, my topic is letting go of your story. Now, yesterday I was telling you about rewriting your story, re remembering what went on. And it's important. We all have a story. So, before you're going to let go of your story, you have to make peace with the story you have. You have to understand that how you came to where you are and appreciate that journey. But at a certain point along the spiritual path, we need to let go of our own story, even if it's interesting, because your story isn't even who you are. And if you cling to yourself as the hero of your story, you will actually miss an even bigger realization of who you are. But this does require a great deal of surrender and humility. This is why not many people succeed in the spiritual path. Surrender and humility are not exactly uh, common traits, especially in our modern world. But from a spiritual perspective, absolutely necessary. As amazing and wonderful, powerful and awesome we are as human beings, we are still just little small players in this universe. And when we know our place, we can find unlimited potentials for true bliss and happiness. But when we think we're in charge of the world, well, it doesn't always turn out that well because our minds become overloaded and we become stressed out and we lose our bliss. But when we have no story, when we are not bound up by our actions of the past or projections into the future, when we are just simply being, then we are at our most spiritually aware and perceptive. But this is difficult to get to. I mean, most people want to have a story. They want to have something interesting to talk about. So the idea of not having a story is very uncomfortable to our ego. But as we become more and more spiritually aware, it happens on its own. You don't need to really work at it. You just start to realize how unimportant it is. And eventually, as we go along, we realize that our story is just that. It's the same as any other story. You go into a library, there's a bookshelf, there's a whole bunch of stories on there. You can easily pick any one. They're all great stories, but they're all just stories. Because we start to understand that even our remembrances, they're just what we want them to be. It's a snapshot in time that we have a whole bunch of emotional attachments around. So when we let go of our story, we let go of our attachments. Because eventually, of course, the day will come where every one of us must let go of everything that we have ever known, including our own story. And if we want to have true peace at that moment, then as we are alive right here and now, as we're living, we start to get rid of that story. Now, for some, the universe makes it easy. They contract diseases and they actually lose their story. They forget all about it. And this can be a good thing. But because they lose also the key essence of remembering their point of being and other things, then this is why it's not a good thing. But as a yogi, when we let go of our story, it's not that we don't remember it, it's that we don't give it importance. We don't weigh it in. Because a truly evolved and spiritually enlightened person is no longer here for themselves. They will listen to you for hours, they'll smile and nod, and give a kind word. Because they aren't invested in an outcome, they aren't looking to gain anything, they're simply here and now. And in that place, they are connected to the whole of the universe. So as we do our practice, as we sort through our things, through our mental clarity in our closet, as we over review our stories as they come to us, think about the stories that you have, and maybe you can start editing some stories even now. Stories that aren't really worth repeating or remembering, or stories that simply hold you back from moving forward. Start letting go of some of those stories and find yourself freed from them and open to new possibilities. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Be well.